Hello everyone, welcome back to the Aqua-Tech Sales and Marketing Inc. YouTube page. Today we're going to be talking about controlling your modulation and saving BTUs. And I'm not going to get too technical and talk about pipe size or variable speed pumping or buffer tanks or anything like that. I'm going to be talking about a simple onboard control that is native to the Knight and FTXL boilers by Lochinvar. And this control is called the ramp delay. And it's pretty much as it sounds, it just slowly ramps up the modulation of your boiler. So typically our boiler will turn on at around 42%, and based on what it's reading in the system and its set point, it'll modulate up or it'll modulate down. What this does is it forces the boiler to actually modulate down first, because as we know, water holds a lot of heat, and chances are the water in the system is already fairly warm. So why dump 90% or 95% or 80% of our BTUs into that water and just waste energy? Why not dump 10% or 15% or 20% and see if we can incrementally satisfy the load of that boiler and thus save the energy and BTUs? So let's get into how the ramp delay works and the two ways that you can actually go into the settings and enable it and change the parameters of it. Enjoy. The previous video, I told you about Lochinvar U and our simulators that we can access to learn about the controls on the boiler and the different parameters. So here I'm going to log into the Knight wall hung boiler, and it shows our standby screen. And I'm going to log into the main menu or the controls by push and holding the menu button for 5 seconds. And up comes our password, 5309. I'm going to go over here and push save. And now here are a number of the different parameters that we have just on the start. So I'm going to move down the list here to anti-cycling. I'm going to push the middle knob in. And then I'm going to go down to ramp delay over here, and I push that in, and I can then enable it and go through the different step-by-step settings. But to give you a clear indication of what that actually looks like is this little chart over here. So on this screen, we can see the ramp delay is slowly modulating up this way, right? And we can set our first increment over here for, let's say, 1 minute. And that's going to modulate for, we'll put it at 20%. And we can do for 1 minute here. And that can modulate to 27% if we want. And then a minute, and so on and so forth, up until we get to 100% over here. But the other thing about ramp delay is we can actually cap the BTUs in total if we want to, if we think that the boiler is oversized. So we can cross that out and say our maximum is actually going to be 90%. So that's one way of actually doing the ramp delay. The second way is going into our Connexus with remote connectivity, and I'll show you that next. Here I am in the Connexus app. This is the demo mode, so you won't be seeing anything running or any specific temperatures. But you can see on the bottom here, I have our tabs, the home, view, setup, account, and about. I'm going to tap on the setup tab. We can see our set point options, but I'm going to click on the top left in the menu, and I can scroll down to the ramp delay settings. And here I can see the different ramp delay selections that I want. So you can see on the first one, we are ramping up for 50 seconds to 40%. I can change that down to 10%, because that's what we can do with the Knight boiler, 10% modulation. I can change that to 5 minutes if I want, or I can scroll all the way back down. I can go to our second delay setting and roll that back to, let's say, 30%. And I'll put that to, just about 2 minutes. And I can do the third. I can roll that back to 40% and increase the time if I want, and so on and so forth until I get to the sixth step. And in that sixth step, I can set it for any sort of percentage I want. And the thing that I mentioned earlier is that I can limit the setting. So right now it's limited to 90%. If I want, I can put it down to 80%. And that's how you can save a ton of BTUs and energy and just be a champion out there in the field. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know what you thought, leave comments, and subscribe, which is strange to say, but I think there's a button here or here. I have no idea where the button is because I'm new at this. So enjoy. I'll see you again.